because last night, when you spoke to the team, at the end it got difficult to get the words out. Can you share with us what you said?
Well, it's certainly been an emotional week for everybody, Jim, and last night was a special time, and just the players and the coaches were in there together, and we just kind of reflected on what all we've been through this season. And this has been a tough, resilient, unselfish bunch of guys, and that was evident tonight in this game, and I've just been honored and grateful to have been a part of it. So I was just thanking them for letting me be a part of the journey.
You know, not everyone here inside the stadium heard what you said to Tracy Wolfson. So if you'd share it one more time. The commissioner made reference to perhaps this is your last rodeo.
Last rodeo. Well, yep, the Broncos won Super Bowl 50. It was a really boring game, although it's good for Peyton Manning because he now rides off to the sunset with 2 Super Bowl victories, and his 2 victories were with a different team each time. So, well, that's good for Peyton and the Broncos, and it was just the day that he announced his retirement. So good for Peyton. While that was good, unfortunately the Broncos did not make us do well in the Super Bowl picks. This is Jacob and Krukov, the leader of the show, the picks. My dad and my cousin weren't so sure if we wanted to do another one, and show the final of the overall stuff, but I decided to just do it anyway. So I'm going to zoom in here and show you guys all the standings. So throughout the year, this is me with all the picks, and it looks like I did pretty well. So these are all the weeks here, and I start every week, and overall I actually did the best, despite me having a bad finish. And about me, my dad was saying maybe I could go to Vegas. Now, I could last in Vegas, but I also might lose a lot of money, as apparently you need a lot more wins than loses. As for Owen, he did alright too, picking versus the spread. Actually, no, this is my dad. As for David, also known as for my dad, David, this is him. By the way, the ones are the pushes when they was against the spread. So here's my dad's rankings, and he did all right too. He caught up a little bit of me at the end. He was right about, he picked the Panthers to win, but he picked the Broncos versus the spread. So he won the Super Bowl pick. Unfortunately, I did not do a well finish, despite it being well over all of the playoffs. And then we have my cousin Owen, who missed week 1 because of a camera, because he forgot to put in his own camera, so he hold the iPad and he couldn't pick. And he'd started every other week after that. He did not fairly well as we did, but he had some weeks that he did better than me. Apparently I struggled throughout the middle, while Owen actually did alright. In fact, Owen probably would have gotten a better record than my dad had he started the first week. As you can see, both me and my dad had 8-7-1 records, picker versus the spread. I think Owen might have been able to do that, as would have probably got him. If he finished 8-7-1, he would have finished 137, 123, and 8. Yeah. So I think, no, 137, 122, and 8. And me and Owen do over-unders. This is Owen's over-under. He's again didn't do week 1, but for the most part, this is the worst record of the list, because apparently Owen had a lot of over-unders, and you could see there's some bad weeks, like right here. Ooh, ugly. And yeah, there weren't a lot of good over-unders. And then I did over-unders too, which I did fairly better, although I had one terrible week. But the rest of the weeks were alright. And in terms of over-unders at the end, I also did bad. So over-unders, I didn't do well in the playoffs. And then my dad only picked 2 over-unders a year, so he usually picked just versus the spread. He picked one game, week 7, in the Super Bowl game for special. He picked both over. He got both right, which means he could go to Vegas. However, he also picked only 2 games, so I don't know if my dad will even last in Vegas with over-unders. Overall, I actually did the better job, but I think I had a pretty poor finish. A piss poor finish. Overall, for the playoffs versus the spread, I was 7-4, starting 7-1. My dad was also 7-4, and Owen was 9-2. In terms of over-unders, this is Owen's over-under. Owen did alright, not great. He got 6-4-1 over-unders in the playoffs. Me, I did even worse in the playoffs of over-unders, which was 3-7-1. It was one push. My dad was 1-0 in over-unders in the playoffs of the Super Bowl, being the over-under. So there you have it. If you want to see the regular season records overall, check out the Week 17 video of the NFL picks. Check out the Week 17 video if you want to see that. And here you have it. So if you want to know the final standings, here we go. So I'm hoping in a couple years. So about doing the show again, I'm pretty sure we're going to be doing the show again. And here's a spreadsheet, and I know this video is not the usual one. This is just me at my house with Owen's camera that I asked permission for him to borrow. So we'll be probably doing the show again next year, and we'll be doing some, and I think we'll be adding some stuff too. So the good news is that I'm still in community college, and Owen is still going to be in high school next year. So as far as the show goes next year, we should probably be up and running and doing this next year. Hands off to a great NFL season, but yet a boring Super Bowl. The Broncos won 24-10 in a lame game. As expected, when the Super Bowl reaches a big number, the game is usually boring. So, here you go. Adios.